Good morning members, Sam Howe here, General Manager of Oatlands Golf Club. I just wanted to introduce you to the information area that we have set up for members to come and view with the notice of meeting sent out for the Clubhouse development yesterday ahead of the general meeting on Wednesday the 27th of April. We thought it was important to give members an additional area to come and view as much information as possible. This is to be viewed in conjunction with the explanatory memorandum that did go out with the notice of meeting and is also available on the club website. So I'll take you for a quick walk through this information area, but encourage as many of you as possible to get down here and take a look. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I will be away for a short period of time leading up to the general meeting for a holiday that I had planned 12 months ago. However, there will be a member of the board available in my absence most days, so that there will always be somebody here to answer any of your questions. But if you do think of anything while you're here or afterwards, you can always email me, gm@oatlandsgolf.com.au. Happy to answer any of your questions, enter into a discussion, and even sit down and go through some of the things with you. At the end of the day, this is your golf club. Whether you are in favour or opposed to a clubhouse development, it's important that you have your say through casting a vote, and that way the correct outcome will be received for the future of the golf club. See, the board and I hope that this project does get approved, but it is up to you, and we look forward to hearing from you and engaging with you leading up to the general meeting and vote on the 27th of April. Okay members, so we're just going into the alcove in the clubhouse here. This is where we have the information area set up for the clubhouse development proposal. So strongly encourage members to come and have a look around, and feel free to ask any questions that you might have. This should be looked at in conjunction with the explanatory memorandum that accompanied the notice of general meeting that was issued to all voting members yesterday, Monday the 4th of April, and is also available on the club's website. So if we just take you around what information we have on display here, this first image is of the club property and shows the location of the proposed development area, a relatively small section of the golf course, and taking in a minimal amount of the golf course, which is important in order to enable us to continue to play 18 holes of golf at all times and maintain the quality of golf course that we are used to. The next slide here is the proposed development area and shows the landscape master plan. This next image is the building configuration on the project site. This is the configuration that was submitted with the site compatibility certificate application to the Department of Planning, and that site compatibility certificate was issued on the 8th of March. Conditions around the issue of that site compatibility certificate do include some amendments to bulk and scale, so that is something that the Mirvac architects will be addressing via the development application to Parramatta Council. Important though to remember is that if there is a reduction to bulk and scale, that won't change the arrangement in terms of the return to the club and its members. If that arrangement did need to be renegotiated because the bulk and scale was reduced to that extent, then it would require another vote by members to approve the revised development. So moving around, we have over here, one of the pieces of feedback we received from members early on in the information session process was that they would like to see the costing of renovating the current clubhouse without assistance from a developer. So what we have here is the brief that we have provided a reputable builder who has had extensive experience working with clubs, and also a quantity surveyor. So that's there for members to view. Moving on, we have the costing report from Painter Dixon. That report puts the renovation of the current clubhouse in its current format, so not changing the architectural design to improve operational efficiency, at just over $8.9 million. And then moving along here, we have another costing from QPC&C, a very reputable local quantity surveyor and project managers. They have put the clubhouse refurbishment at $7.4 million. Important to know that neither of these were provided specific plans, as this was just an indicative costing, but both those numbers are well in excess of what the club could afford to spend without assistance from a development partner. So please strongly encourage members to come and have a good read through all of those. Moving on, we have a series of renders of the clubhouse. This one here is an artist's impression of the interior of the members' lounge. This will change quite significantly with input from the club, the Mirvac architects and design team, to ensure that we have a clubhouse that looks and feels appropriate for Oatlands Golf Club. The thing to note here is the wraparound veranda and expansive views of the golf course from one level above the current members' lounge. So this will be a fantastic addition to the club for the members. Moving on here, we have a render of the proposed entryway and streetscape. As you can see, the buildings are quite understated, and lovely landscaping will make sure that they fit in very well with the local community and provide a fantastic sense of arrival when you get to the golf club. And then this next image here, many members will have seen from the member information session and previous communications that have gone out on the clubhouse development proposal. This is the clubhouse as viewed from the current 17th green. Got the pro shop on the bottom level there at the front, the main clubhouse and that wraparound veranda one level above, and then 4 levels of apartments above that. So this clubhouse will offer fantastic amenities for the members and their guests, fantastic views from that wraparound veranda, and much more functionality for the pro shop and their staff in terms of managing the golf course and starting the respective starting holes. And so moving over here, we've provided some information on current and historical funding that the club has. This slide looks at historical CapEx available to the club to spend. The next one looks at how we spend that CapEx on plant, property and equipment, and shows that we do squeeze every amount possible in terms of maximum life out of our plant, property and equipment, particularly around course expenditure, which is one of our big items. This next slide shows the profitability or lack of profitability of food and beverage. Oatlands Golf Club does fairly well in this regard, and it runs quite efficiently to get fairly close to breaking even on food and beverage. Many clubs run at quite a significant loss, but the point here is that even to move the needle on this doesn't provide enough additional bottom line profit to fund major capital works such as the renovation of a clubhouse, and this just is a summary of why we are unable to afford to renovate the clubhouse without developer assistance based on the costings provided by Painter Dixon and QPC&C and those previous slides on our current available CapEx for spending on projects. Finally, if we just move over here, we have some slides that relate to non-clubhouse items, particularly the golf course. So here we have an image of what is planned for the club's practice hole, the current 19th hole, which will be rebuilt and become a part of the golf course to ensure that we can play 18 holes of golf before, during and after construction. Moving over here, we've got the area out the front of the clubhouse and car park precinct. So you can see the current 12th hole, which will house the temporary clubhouse and car parking, and we will be rebuilt after the clubhouse construction is complete. Here you've got the new 18th approach and 18th green, which will be on the current 18th fairway. And then here and here you've got the current practice hole. A new green will be built on that, the existing practice green, to expand the size of that prior to clubhouse construction. That hole will come into play during construction and will revert to the practice fairway hole after construction, once again ensuring that we have 18 holes available to members at all times before, during and after construction of the clubhouse if approved by the members. And then finally, moving on here, we have some images which represent what we are planning on doing in the pro shop. So the pro shop will move up into the new clubhouse. So we plan to turn the existing pro shop into a state-of-the-art indoor practice and simulator studio facility. This will allow for our PGA professionals to run golf lessons in the junior program at all times throughout construction, and will also give our members a place to warm up and practice while the clubhouse is going on and the practice fairway is out of action. But we'll also provide a fantastic value add and unique to this area for members going forward beyond the clubhouse development. This sort of technology is the way forward with a lot of coaching and practice, and will also allow our PGA professionals to do in-house club fitting rather than having to wait for those manufacturer-based fitting days that we can only schedule once every 3 to 4 months. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight into the information area that we've set up for members ahead of the general meeting and vote on Wednesday the 27th of April. Hope as many of you as possible can get down to the club and check it out. And if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Have a great day.